Voice of frustration in a recent interview claiming that Caitlin Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great. Wait for this.
Empty stands?
Tom, let me just...
I'm so mad.
WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now, it's like there's a large gathering of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score like we're there for their entertainment. And that's pretty gross.
Patrick Bet David didn't hold back when addressing Brittney Griner's latest comments on Caitlin Clark and the attention she's bringing to the WNBA. In a moment that's going viral, Bet David called out what he sees as insecurity and a misplaced sense of entitlement within certain WNBA players. Specifically, he took aim at Griner's belief that Caitlin Clark's popularity is doing more harm than good to the league.
First of all, I mean, and Adam, I know, Adam, you definitely have something to say, and I know Adam, I'm going to piggyback off of Adam because Adam's been saying this for a while, that this is why the WNBA is never, ever, ever going to work and never make money. And this is exactly what Caitlin Clark gets for bending the knee. Do you guys remember when she said, when we lost all respect for her, when she said, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. And the more we can elevate black women, this is going to be a beautiful thing. That's when it was all over. And Angel Reese and Brittney Griner, they walk around like the league owes them something. Even Ryan Clark's attitude as if, bro, where's the victimhood? These are freaking millionaires. Like, what are you talking about?
Griner, who has been one of the faces of the WNBA for years, reportedly expressed frustration over how the media and fans are treating Clark like she's the sole savior of women's basketball. According to Griner, this wave of interest is making a mockery of the players who've been grinding for years without the same recognition. She's upset that the surge in views, jersey sales, and packed arenas are being credited to a rookie, not the veterans who, in her opinion, built the foundation.
Just be honest.
So the whole market reacts to this with Brittney Griner, right? And then the other quote, Rob, then I'm going to wrap this up and then I'm going to go to Adam. Put the quote of Brittney Griner, what she said about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittney. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people. Thousands.
Hi, sports reporters. Well, we're going to talk about Brittney Griner. That's right, the WNBA's woke trifecta. She's black. She's a woman, ? And she is lesbian. My goodness. That is the leftist propaganda machine that actually happens to play basketball, the WNBA. That is their wet dream of a player. By the way, the whole league is ate up with that.
But Bet David came in hot with a reality check. His message? The WNBA has had 2 decades to build a following, and the numbers never exploded until Caitlin Clark stepped on the scene. That's not Clark's fault. That's the market responding. And it's not about disrespecting the past. It's about recognizing what actually draws attention. Bet David pointed out that it's not just Clark's stats that are drawing millions of eyes. It's the way she plays, the story she brings, and yes, the fact that fans connect with her. She's dynamic. She hits logo threes. She has charisma, confidence, and a competitive fire that translates through the screen. Whether you're a longtime basketball fan or someone just discovering the women's game, she makes you stop and watch.
And this is what Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
Or the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
Well, that pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest.
What has happened to her in the last 2 years since graduating college is that she has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound passes where they ram into her, just absolutely abused, and there clearly is a racial element to it. Here is Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
Fouled out at 6, and it was the ticky-tack fouls, and again, Caitlin Clark doing a little bit of an acting job. Not sure if that was actually a foul, but again, that's for the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
All right, so she wants to be seen. She knows the cameras are on her. Trash white girl. She wants to be seen saying that now.
So when Griner says the exposure is making people laugh at the league, Bet David's response is sharp. They're not laughing because of Caitlin Clark. They're laughing because of how you're reacting to Caitlin Clark. In other words, the backlash from veterans is doing more damage to the league's image than any outsider ever could. He continued by calling out a lack of leadership and vision. This is your moment, Bet David said, referencing the WNBA's current surge in relevance. Why would you turn that moment into a pity party? Instead of gatekeeping or lashing out, he suggested embracing the spotlight, using it as a platform to elevate everyone. You don't grow a brand by pushing people away. You grow it by making the tent bigger.
Brittney Griner was caught on tape during a game with the Indiana Fever, dropping racial slurs against Caitlin Clark. I mean, pretty obviously doing. And it doesn't take a lot of genius to lip read Brittney Griner, whose voice, by the way, is about as low as mine is, calling her trash and an effing white girl. Now, of course, if Caitlin Clark had ever suggested the same in reverse, using black as opposed to white in that sentence, that'd be the end of her WNBA career. But Brittney Griner is going strong. It's totally fine.
Bet David didn't stop there. He addressed the elephant in the room, the jealousy. You want to know what's turning fans off? It's not Caitlin Clark's success. It's the bitterness coming from people who should be celebrating it. His message was clear. No one is saying Griner and others haven't put in the work, but the public doesn't owe anyone fame. The market rewards what it wants, and right now, it wants Caitlin Clark. He also emphasized that this isn't unique to women's basketball. In any industry, fresh talent can shift the landscape. Think about Tom Brady stepping in for Drew Bledsoe. Think about Tiger Woods when he entered golf. Did veterans complain, or did they recognize that the new energy was good for the game?
Look, I don't know for sure what was going on with what cameras caught Brittney Griner saying on the bench after she had fouled out against Caitlin Clark's Fever in Atlanta. I waited to comment on this until the WNBA was able to investigate it. I wanted them to issue a statement about it, but we have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing. And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant.
To Bet David, this moment should be a wake-up call, not just for Griner, but for the WNBA as a whole. The attention Clark is bringing is an opportunity. It's a turning point. And if the league is serious about long-term success, the only smart move is to ride that wave, not fight against it. Patrick Bet David torched Brittney Griner's take not out of malice, but out of a desire to see the WNBA finally break through. But it's only going to happen if the league embraces what works. And right now, that's Caitlin Clark.